Listen here, Kitten Whiskers. Daddy's angry.
All right, dude. Welcome everybody to the Voice Chat podcast. My name is Mars from the Amazing.
I'm Laddie.
I'm Red Lion Vader.
I am Infamous Swoosh.
He said it. He said
I said it. That's me.
All right, that's it. Wrap it up.
Okay, we're done. Yeah, we're done.
Before we start, I just want to shout out to all the patrons and channel members. A major shout out to all of the massive supporters like Haya Chasm, Joseph, Balash, Roop, and Asba1512, as well as all of the other supporters on the screen. Thank you so much for your support. And if you wanted to be a supporter of the Voice Chat podcast and help us make this show, as well as get early access, please consider being a patron and channel member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, shout out to the fan art.
Thanks for the fan art.
Sexy fan art.
Oh,
Look at
wow.
that.
So good.
There's just nothing on there.
Tell us, Swoosh, what is the combination of blue and yellow?
Green.
That's a hard one.
Right?
I like that answer.
It's
It's a
gotta
good
be.
answer.
It's
That's
gotta
so
I
be.
you.
didn't know that.
That's just a you
It's gotta
answer,
be.
dude.
It's
Well, you're
gotta
wrong.
be, dude.
You're wrong.
Dang it.
You're wrong.
No.
Wait. This is the ant noise. You're wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
thought you were doing Morse code for a second.
Yeah, I was like, what the? He just did that with his mouth.
He just
I did. It's a talent. My grandma showed me.
Yeah.
opened his mouth.
Just name
Yeah.
sound that you're wrong.
Oh, I think he actually
what?
just said green. He's using a Morse code.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome, Swoosh. What's up, baby? How's it going?
What's up? Thanks for having me, guys. I haven't been on this podcast in like 6 years, and I still have never rewatched it, and I refused to because I was a little baby boy. I remember
Yeah.
talking way too much. So
No,
this is
you're
the
good.
I gotta redeem myself right now.
So you're not gonna talk at all? Is this...
Yeah, no, not at all.
Just goes the
I'm
other
gonna
way.
sit here. You guys can just talk. It's fine.
Oh.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So let's talk
So
around,
green.
Swoosh.
Yeah.
Green? Ew. Gross.
Dude, speaking of growing, like what's crazy is I recently, I've come back to making YouTube content now, and I've recently started to just rewatch everyone again. And watching your content and watching Brody's content, it's like, bro, you guys have leveled up and evolved. Like, it's
Yeah. Thank you.
so much.
Yeah, it was so funny going back to VidCon a couple weeks ago because me and Brody, like especially Brody, he's like 6'3"
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, I hate it.
full
Dude, he's
adult.
a mountain, and his
Yeah.
voice is so deep now. It's gone the
Yeah,
other way.
I know. He like me and him like I think Illy seeing us for the first time in 5 years definitely like freaked her out a little bit. It's so funny. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you guys were babies last time I saw you." Brody even more so. So it's super funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I felt like a little tiny man next to everyone. Like I just showed up and everyone's like, "Hey, Ron!" And I'm like, "Oh my god, tall. I'm average size."
You
I'm like,
guys
"What
used
the
to be my height, and now you're
Yeah.
not my height.
Well, how tall
Yeah.
are you, sir?
I'm like
7'3".
5'11" on a
Oh.
good day.
Shorter than me, baby boy.
I thought you were 7'3". My bad.
Dang it. I'm 5'11" on a good day. Yeah, I'm like just a little bit shorter than James.
Yeah, I'm just as well as James. So it's like it. Got it.
Perfect
Anyway.
kissing level, dude. Let's go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean what? I mean what?
Dude,
Huh?
I mean,
Photos or-
I mean, what?
No, but how was VidCon? I heard like this time it wasn't like super crash hot, but I love to hear it from you guys that were there.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, I haven't gone in 5 years, and when I went back in 2019, I was just a commoner, as they say.
Was it really like
Um,
the last time? Was 2019 really the last time you went?
Yeah, that was it.
Wow.
Because 2020 was, obviously
yeah,
COVID con,
that
COVID.
time, and then 2021, and then 2022, my cousin, my like youngest cousin on my dad's side of the family was graduating high school. So it's like I was like, missing an important day and seeing all my family and my friends, or going to VidCon as not a feature creator. And in
So,
2023, yeah.
I
mean,
did see
Brody-
you in 2022 though, so I'm kidding.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't.
2023 was the same deal. I mean, I had friends graduating, and like VidCon didn't invite me, and like Brody wasn't even going. So I was like, do I really want to spend all this
Yeah.
money to not even be like
That's
featured?
valid.
So I was kind of just waiting for VidCon to finally feature me, and they did. So I was like, yippee! And I like went on by,
Bet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's sick.
it was
I
super
agree.
fun.
That's
I
great.
loved it. It was also
That's
really
great.
weird being like around all these like internet famous people, like in the hotel and everything. It was so
Yeah.
strange.
Did
Like,
you
it was
tap any
like-
of them or?
Yeah, that was my goal. I didn't want to like take pictures with everybody and bother them. I just want to like shake their hands and be like, "What's up?" Like
Yep.
especially like people that I wasn't super like a huge fan of, or like if I saw someone on Instagram Reels and I'm like, "Hey, that's that guy that's on Instagram Reels," but I don't like know his name or really I don't
Yeah,
follow him. I wouldn't be like, "Let's get a picture." Just be like, "Hey, I've seen your stuff. It's great. Have a good day."
Yeah.
So that's what I
just like, here you go, buddy. This is for you.
Yeah, that's what I did with everybody, and it was super fun.
Sick.
Yeah,
Dude,
I,
that's so good to hear, man. I'm glad that you
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I think it's
I loved it.
if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
the thing is if the last one you went to was 2019, bro, the comparison must be crazy, right? Like that 2019 one was
Oh, yeah.
So
insane.
different, huh?
Yeah.
It's yeah, for sure. It was funny like being because like I had like full access, so I can go like backstage and stuff, and it was so weird kind of being like a part of like, for lack of a better way of putting it, like both sides of the coin, I guess. Like I can just go backstage and whatever and relax with everybody, and then like I can like go out in the main area because like I'm mainly like faceless, like or mostly faceless, so like no one's gonna be like, oh my gosh. And the people that did, that was like super nice, you know. So but it wasn't anything crazy. I could like walk around without being recognized too much unless I stopped by the Creator Inc. booth. But it was so fun, just like being like, oh my gosh, I haven't been here in so long, but also like being able to do cool stuff like be on stage and do meet and greets with Brody. That was super fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm
It
glad.
was really
Yeah.
nice, like seeing you and Brody again.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's been
know.
a hot minute
It's
before
been
that.
so long. I mean, like I briefly came to California for literally just one night. And
Yeah.
I saw like Laddie and Rush, but that was like the first time I saw you guys since 2019. So like
Yeah,
that was
I
super.
didn't
That was super
realize
brief.
how long it was.
Yeah, it
beautiful.
was. Yeah, it's crazy. Some fans actually were like, I almost didn't recognize you. You look so different." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not. I'm 22 now. Like,
Yeah.
it had to happen one of these days. I did grow up
Everything
one of these
changed,
days."
man. Like it'd be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do a panel?
Yeah.
Like with the like you just sent a photo now
Yes.
of like all these anime. Was it a panel with all of them?
Yeah, it was. It was a panel that Rebecca hosted, and we were on stage just answering questions. And like, it's so funny because like people like James, he's like a veteran of those panels now. So like,
Yeah.
he's like, oh yeah, asking questions I've heard before. But for me, it was like, this is the freaking coolest thing I've ever done in my life.
This is my moment.
I loved it. It was so
Yeah.
fun. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome.
I think even now, obviously James enjoys it. I can say for myself, I enjoy it still. You know, there was like
Yeah,
a moment
sure.
in VidCon US. This is like a crazy. I forgot about this until you just jogged my memory. In VidCon Australia in 2018, 2019, a lot of the American YouTubers, like specifically Jaden, Tim Tom, and James, and a few of them came down during VidCon Australia. Like Tim Tom was not like doing anything or panels, and so I was featured, and I convinced the VidCon people to be like, "Hey, pull him up. It'll be fine. You know, he's like a animator in the community. I'm sure people will know him." And then he like out drowned me in applause and cheering than me, and I was like, "All right, bet."
You get
And
this
then
guy off stage.
I didn't think
hilarious.
anything of it. I was just like, yeah, well, I'm doing a favor. And then in VidCon US, there was a massive panel for like him, James, Jaden, and whatever. And then he's like, all right, come up. I was like, no way. And then he did the same thing. He like returned the favor. And it was like in VidCon US with like the huge crowd in
Aw.
2019.
That's super fun.
And yeah, that's exactly as you said. Like when they're asking questions, everybody else was like, yeah, whatever. And I was just like amping the crowd. I was treating it like a crowd surfing almost, you know? 'Cause-
Yeah.
Just like,
That's
dude, this is so
amazing.
sick. And then they're like,
It's so
we're
fun.
10, we can't carry your weight.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
have to
you're going
imagine you, Maz, be like, "Hey, Maz, what program do you use?" Like, "I use Adobe Anime." Wow! And you jump in the crowd, and you're like, "Wow, this guy's fucking, this guy's bringing the energy
Yeah.
today, huh?"
I love Adobe Anime.
I love it. It crashed it on me 3
Hey,
times today.
I don't want misinformation here, okay? I don't.
That's so
That's the one thing I want Stan.
that's hilarious.
But the way he did was really funny. Where it was actually kind of sad because it was just like, we'll pick one person in the audience to join us on the stage, and then all these fans got really excited, and then he just pointed towards me, and then I got on stage. I was like,
Nepotism.
oh,
Oh
Nepotism.
my god, bro.
Nepotism.
ass suck it to the fans.
I'm the
That's
fan.
hilarious.
Maybe they
Dude,
won't catch you in a
L
crowd
plus-
surf.
And then I walked up and I was like, "Hey guys, stay amazing," you know, I did that's
Bro,
the thing.
Yeah, and
He's
then I
in the
started
thing,
screaming in the back, and I was like,
wow.
"Yeah, wow!
Yeah.
Swoosh, what are you doing here?
Ah, I'm here for you. I can't wait for 5 years for me not to be me.
Have you ever
Yeah.
thought about changing? Like, this is gonna be like a meta question now, but have any of you thought about like changing your YouTube name?
Yeah, I was gonna be Schmigglebligble, but I think that's taken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's catchy, but yeah,
You know
That's
what
what I
sucks?
heard.
So the short answer is no, but it's so funny because I've heard, I don't know if you guys can relate, but I've heard so many jokes around like the Swoosh name just from like my friends in real life that I end up either like meeting recently or getting close to or whatever that find out I'm a YouTuber. And I always hear the one like, oh, like when you hit 1 million, you can go to famous Swoosh. And I'm just like, dude, that's, I've never heard that one before.
Wow.
For years, I've heard it. I've heard it a ton.
Yeah, but Mars, your content, you know, I watched it, and it's amazing. And I was like, okay, I get it.
I'd be like,
yeah, exactly.
And then I'm always like, "Laddie, your content's so Laddie."
Yeah, and I'm like, I've heard that one before.
I've heard that one before. You aren't the first. Yeah,
Oh,
I wouldn't change my name. I love my name. I think it's like I used to say this thing which is really stupid, but I feel like my name is like kind of like as obscure as something like PewDiePie when it comes to like animation videos, because there's like Hamanations, Brody Animates, and then like Infamous Swoosh. Like, what does that even mean? I feel like to anyone that has no idea who I am, they're like, what? Infamous Swoosh? But I love the
Oh,
name.
He's infamous.
I'm infamous.
Oh.
I love the name. Yeah.
And so, like, what about like? Have you ever thought about just making it swoosh or like something simple like that?
Dude, I couldn't do it. I mean, I feel like first of all, swoosh is such a recognizable, word and brand thing, especially for like Nike. So I feel like
Yeah.
I don't
Oh, is
think
it actually?
infamous just.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
like,
it is.
Yeah, like basketball, like,
Like
swoosh.
the Nike
Sh-
symbol is literally called the
swooshy.
Nike
Yeah.
swoosh.
Oh, I didn't even
Yeah.
realize that. That's wow. Swoosh is
Yeah,
a logo.
I didn't
American
realize it
sports
either.
Is Nike? Damn. Okay.
Yeah, so I couldn't do it. But I don't know. I love the infamous. To it is just I like it. I don't know. It's fun.
Mm.
my name long.
Yeah,
Would
Yeah.
you
Vera.
ever change it, Rush?
It's I can't change
Have you
it.
just thought about like
Oh.
making it like Rushlight with an IHT, or is that like
IHT with no
Rushlight,
G.
like just like no invader?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Rushlight.
Oh,
Mhm.
Rushlight. That's a candle. That's what that means.
Yes.
I know that, but have you thought about it?
Taking off the
I thought
invader.
about it, but it's like if you type in Rushlight, candles will pop up, and I'm like, I don't want to be associated with. I
No,
don't
but
wanna
as in like
be-
if you do it and then you can be the Rushlight.
You are the Rushlight.
I
You
could. People
are
don't call me
Rushlight.
Invader.
Yeah, no one,
Invader.
Mr. Invader.
Yeah, no one's
Mhm.
Invader. Please come over here, hang out.
The lore of your channel is that it was like Candle Alien, right? Like, and you just wanted like a different name of it.
Yeah, exactly it. That was my
I
little.
remember your
little-
lore. I
little
know
guy.
my shit. I know my shit.
You know, you needed research. This guy did what?
What do you mean? I've got the. I've known that for ages. It's in my
Nah,
knowledge.
you did your research. Am I being punked right now? This is awesome.
No, I like Rushlight. Like Rushlight Invader is like very recognizable. I'm just curious because I recently thought about like changing my name.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I think to me, like people calling me Mars is probably like the more recognizable element. I don't think many people go like, oh my god, that's the Marsing. You know, like that's not
Right.
I hope people don't say that. But I don't know. Some people do, and I appreciate that. So I was just like, maybe something else that better represents me. I was just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it, I don't think. But
Maz
Cool.
Animates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing
I can see
animations. Run it back,
Ma-
boys. Run it.
Maz, infamous Maz.
Infamous Maz, dude.
Yeah,
There you
Maz,
go,
dude,
man.
Infamous.
write this down.
You guys
Infamous.
got it. Yes.
I like my name. I've always kind of like. I
No,
thought
I think
Laddie's fun.
Laddie is S tier name. It's just like
Thank you.
Two syllables, perfect.
It's
two
just short.
syllables,
Yeah.
recognizable.
Thank you.
I'm
But- Laddie, the only like thing about it is like if I've ever like go to like Scotland or wherever they say like laddie a lot.
Laddie.
That's such a
it'll get
niche
little
thing to be worried
confusing.
about. That's so funny.
They're all gonna be like, so that's where it came from. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Guys, I hate it when I
always
go to
like-
Scotland and they say laddie.
I'm like I'm always like I can never meet Jacksepticeye because I'm gonna introduce myself to
Yeah.
him and he's always like, "What top of the morning to you, laddies?" or whatever.
And then
I'm
you
like,
just die.
Laddie.
Yeah, every time you say that, you're
Laddie.
talking about me, actually.
Yeah.
That's me. All these times, this whole year, you've been talking to me.
For years, Jack's actually
for
a big
years.
laddie
You've been
fan.
wishing me top
Yeah.
of the morning.
Yeah.
That's your last name.
Yeah. Maz, what would
Yeah.
you change your name to? Just Maz?
This is fucking stupid bit. Sorry, I'm just crying laughing. Jack's the guy saying hello to laddie the entire fucking night.
Dude, we have to make that happen now.
No. Sean, can you come here real quick?
Let's
Camera, I
go.
feel like, no, I'm talking about you, laddie, from the laddie. Like,
Yeah, you go to
So
introduce yourself. It's
you're
like,
the
I know who
person
you
I'm
are.
talking about. Yeah.
The whole time.
if I ever meet him, I'm gonna try to get him to do that.
Yes, that'd be so funny.
Oh my God.
That'd be amazing.
That's my mission now. I had, okay, I'm gonna out myself. I'm gonna out myself as like what kind of person I am.
Here we go.
I've been recently doing a series of videos that's not uploaded yet, where I've just been getting friends and sitting down and talking to them and sharing stories. And I've now come to realize that I am just gonna not shock any of you, but I found out that I'm actually I am chaotic, and that I am probably not as good of a person as other people. And so there was
Up top, brother. Up top.
up top, baby. Let's go. And so I recently, I just remember the story now because Laddie, you just mentioned it. But one time, Laddie just messaged me going like, "Oh, you know, like who should we get on the podcast?" And we were talking about it, and then I realized that Kai Dreams was following me. And, like Kai Dreams, like the artist, like the musical artist, the singer, and she was following me, and I was like, "Wow!" And then Laddie was like, "Wow, I love the Kai Dreams. Like she's one of my favorite artists." And I was like, "Okay, that's awesome. I'm gonna message them now, just because you said that."
Destroy Laddie.
I remember
Just-
that. What the?
The continuation of that though, Laddie, is I didn't tell you, is that they replied back now, like just recently.
Oh, really?
So I messaged a year ago and I said, "Hey, sorry about the abrupt message. I saw you're following me. I love your music." And then it was when they were like, "I'm quitting." And so I just made this long, really sappy message. And then just recently, I think about like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, they were like, "Oh, hey, I just saw this a year later, but thank you. And I hope you're doing well." And then I replied and then they replied. And I was like, "Bet. I'm going
That's
to
the
Your
person
best
that
friends
made
now.
Sunkissed. Oh, I know
yeah,
that song.
yeah. And
That's cool.
Sun-kissed dreams
Yeah.
and the
Yes.
hardest- Anyway, I love
Wasn't
it.
that
I literally would never have reached out until Laddie said, "Oh, I love them." I'm like, "Oh, I bet I'm gonna, I'm gonna message
Yeah.
them
So
now."
rude. No, it's cool. I laughed because I thought you messaged Kai about it, and then she was like, "I'm quitting."
You know what?
Anyway,
Because
Because
you
you said
messaged,
that.
I'm quitting.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I thought you. But anyway,
That's
continue.
amazing.
Listen, man, it probably, who knows? It may be true. I've ruined a musical artist. Not clickbait. Enforce.
Next video. There you go.
Dude, I've had like, it's weird, like when you don't ever check I don't ever check my following list, like who follows me, who doesn't
Yeah.
follow me. I don't
Yeah.
do that. But then like Kai Dreams is one example where it's just like they're only following 70 people and I'm one of them, and it's like, why? Like, why are you?
It's like,
Why me?
Because you're
You know?
the amazing dude. That's
And then,
why.
do you guys remember? This is getting into like lore, okay?
Oh, boy.
Lore.
Lore. Do you remember a TikToker by the name of Milk Tea?
Yeah.
Well, this guy started TikTok. Like seriously, like it's the guy who wore the Teddy Fresh. You can see,
Oh yeah.
they're on the right hand side, the one who wore the Teddy Fresh hoodie, and then started like doing their Fortnite dancing.
Okay.
And so what was crazy is when I started my TikTok channel initially, this person, like the Milk Tea, was like, "I quit TikTok. I quit." And then they like almost deleted all their videos. And then they had one follower. They had one following. They were only following one person, and it was me.
Really?
Just me. It was like this guy had millions of followers at a time, and then he was like, "I'm quitting," and the only person following was me. And then for like a
Wow.
solid few months, all the comments I would get is, why are you the only person that Milk Tea follows? Like, who are you?"
That's so awesome.
That's actually hilarious.
And I was like, I don't know who this guy. I don't know. And so I messaged him. I just messaged DM'd on TikTok. I was like, "Hey, like, thanks for following, but like, why?" And then they just replied with like a laughing emoji or something, and that was it. That was the only interaction I've ever had. And then they like unfollowed me.
It looks
That's
like they're
hilarious.
they're not following anybody now.
Yeah, they unfollowed me right afterwards. But I have got like the screenshot
that's so
evidence
funny.
to prove it. It's like.
That's amazing.
I still don't understand, you know? It's like a mystery.
Yeah.
One day I
That's
hope I
awesome.
can meet him and be like, "Hey, why?"
I think it's because you're just so
What?
silly. You know.
Silly guy over here.
I would do it. I would
Yeah.
do it.
As in, you like think about it like from this way, Swoosh. It would
Yeah.
be like if you started a TikTok channel, blew up, and then just followed a complete random person, just one person,
Yeah.
right?
That is definitely weird.
It would be weird from every party involved. Like, you don't know what they're doing, you know who they are, and they just do it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's hilarious. I love that. Dude, you know what's funny? I'm still not like really on TikTok at all. Like if
Me
I remember, I'll like post a clip that we just posted on like the channel or Instagram. But like other than that, I legit don't go on it at all. I don't even have it on my phone. I don't know. I'm not a TikTok guy.
Same.
I had
I'm
it
a
in
Reels
COVID.
guy.
I had it during the whole like COVID year, and I was like, I got addicted to it very fast, and I was like, I gotta get off this app. So I haven't really been on it consistently in years now. Instagram Reels, I'm like a fiend on. I need to like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Same.
need to get off. I need to get off.
You know what's crazy?
It's
I'm a
bad.
YouTube Shorts kind of guy.
Really?
Yeah. I love YouTube Shorts. I think YouTube Shorts. You know what's even better is one. It just, in my opinion, what I really like and what I hate about the other two is that when I watch a snippet of a video, this is the way I consume it. I watch a snippet of a video and I'm like, damn, I want to watch the full thing. The other two is just so much harder to find the original video. Like they never link it. It's just whatever. With YouTube Shorts, it's just like, hey, this is where it's from. I just click it. I watch the full video. I'm like, all right, bet.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That's how
Do you
I
know
consume
who
it.
do you know who Aaron Paulson is?
Is that Jake Paul's brother?
Yes.
Sorry.
No, it's
sorry,
not.
sorry,
No,
sorry.
he's like a one-man band kind of guy that's on YouTube Shorts a lot. And I had never heard of him, but he was at VidCon and Brody knew him. I ended up like becoming like really good friends with him. We really got along, like with me, him, and Brody all day at VidCon. And it's so funny because I was like, seriously, we were super tight. We hung out like mainly the entire time. And then I got home and was telling like my friends back home about like who I was meeting. And I went up to my one friend who I know is like an avid YouTube Shorts watcher. And I was like, dude, you ever heard of Aaron Paulson? And he like freaked out. And he's not like, he's really like, this guy is my buddy Sam, doesn't have Instagram, doesn't have any social media. Like so he was just like, dude, what? I love that guy. So I was shocked that he like freaked out so much and was such a big fan. And I told Aaron about it and it was just so funny. So I was just wondering if you had heard of him too, but it was so funny. He was such a nice guy.
That's
So
cool.
that's the craziest part, and like this is, I guess, advice that you guys, but also anyone who's listening can take. It's just that YouTube Shorts, like YouTube is now pushing it more than they were already pushing it before, but now they're like really pushing it for everyone. If you have a YouTube channel and you're not making shorts, that is like missed revenue, missed views,
Right.
missed eyes. They're now trying to take the market share now that TikTok's going to be banned. And from Instagram Reels. And then B, you can make money off it. And there's like a separate channel, like a tab for its shorts. It's like I've seen, I won't say from whom, confidential information. I've seen data and information that it's like, if you post shorts, it can not only blow up your channel, you can also get money. I would put shorts. If you have an animation channel, you should just clip it and post it on shorts. Like, I don't know. Anyway, big proponent.
Yeah, I am. I'm kind of not a fan of YouTube Shorts
Really?
to an extent. So like for me, like you guys get it.
Because
I
you
mean,
make
with
shorts,
animation.
but you make shorts, don't you?
I do. Yeah. I do. I'll get it. Yeah, I'll kind of explain because I think shorts are great for exposure and like I feel like specifically for like me and Brody, and also I think Bryson as well. Like we have kind of been like doubling down on shorts the last year. And definitely like a good chunk of the fan base that are subscribed came from shorts. But my thing is like I want to be careful about not overdoing it because let's say I have 2 million subscribers in a matter of months and 1 million of those subscribers is strictly from YouTube Shorts. And then I post a video that I've spent a lot of money on, a lot of time on, and 600,000 people watch it. Still great numbers, but also like I have 2 million subscribers and like 600,000 views. Like that's it, it doesn't get higher than that. So it's like I am a big like believer in long form content being like the main source of subscribers because I feel like you have more loyal fans if that's the case. Like look at someone like
I'm gonna
people
freak
like
out
Drew
in a
Gooden.
second, but keep going.
Oh boy. Look at someone like Danny Gonzalez, Drew Gooden, like Eddie Burback. They all have long form content and have like loyal audiences from that. And I feel like I don't know. Like if someone has like 8 million subscribers only from shorts and then tries to do like a long form video, it won't do as well. And I'm just like, dang,
Dude, Swoosh, the one year you
Yeah.
didn't go to VidCon, TikTok took over, right?
Yeah. Is
It's
that
all these
2022?
TikTokers,
2023.
Some kind
Yeah,
of number.
2022.
That's
It
cool.
Well,
wasn't
one of
23.
those.
Yeah.
And they all had like as a TikToker with 10 million followers had 0 people. I don't know if it's exact number, but it had like 0 people that showed up or barely
I'm
anyone
saying.
show up
That's what I'm
at
saying.
their
Dude.
line because they're
Yeah.
not like it's just
No
short
personality.
content. They're not like
No personality.
No, I
Alright,
mean,
this is
Yeah.
gonna be.
I mean,
This
you're-
is so
you're
funny.
right.
No
this is
personality.
evil. What do you got?
Yeah.
I didn't feel like that.
Up for
What to you,
person.
laddie?
You're
Well, from a
rubbing it in
content
now.
perspective, I feel like from a content perspective, kind of someone who has a long form fan base does kind of have more of their personality out there because it's literally longer, like it's long form, Not to say that
Yeah.
there aren't shorts content people that have their personality out there. That'd be stupid to say. But
Right.
but yeah, I don't know. I never want to like overdo it. Don't want to overdo
Yeah.
it with shorts.
Okay.
that.
Understandable.
So this is gonna be like the moment where like we're gonna disagree, and that's fine.
That's right.
But
I'll walk away, dude.
No, I agree. I'll agree on some. I fully agree, and we've talked about this previously. And I'm gonna stand on business here, where if you're purely a creator of short content, then yes, right. The way TikTok is made, and the way then therefore Reels and Shorts are made, is that you're served everything on a platter. There is no connection between you and somebody else. And therefore, you don't really care about the person behind the content creation. You just care about the content. Or as if you're pursuing long form or watching long form content and you had this page of videos and you had to actively click to watch one, you're choosing to watch that content. And it's that small difference there that really clicks into your psychology. You're like, actually, I want to watch this. And therefore, if you want to watch this and you enjoy it, you then want to watch what other things that the person's made, right? You're natively, just by the way, the tiny little way the interface is different, you've now changed the way how the follower versus creator dynamic is. And so I fully agree. Short content, pure short content, you don't really have that same effect, right? Or some people do, some people pull it offshore, Charli D'Amelio, whatever. But whatever, okay? I am I'm progressive on YouTube, right? I think subscribers do not matter. I think no one should care about subscribers, and I think it's like one of the things that is an archaic term that we all grew up on. Like, it was like a big thing, like 10 million, 1 million subscriber count, 1 million, Ryan, we have all these memories of growing up and watching channels that had hit these massive counts and celebrated it. But recently YouTube sent out like a secret, well, I don't know if I can say this, but who cares, YOLO, get me in trouble. They sent out a survey to some of the creators and said, hey, what if we just hide the subscriber count? Like, don't show people the subscriber count. Like, how would you think?
That's crazy.
And their rationale was, it doesn't mean anything. It's a number that doesn't signify how loyal your fan base is. It doesn't, right? Like, some people can have 10 million subscribers, only 10K views per video. Some people have 1 million subscribers and 20 million views per video, right? Like, it doesn't
like
correlate. That's me, boys.
You talking about me, right?
Famous swoosh. Sorry. So easy. And so, because it had no correlation at all, they were like, well, then what is this number? Like, it doesn't mean anything to anyone, like, especially the creator. And then obviously got a bit of backlash because people were like, no, it has like this kind of symbolic meaning, right? Like, yes, I agree, purely analytically it doesn't have anything, but symbolically it does. Like, this is our channel's pride, And so they didn't do that. But as in,
thank God,
with the new Shorts content, and I agree with you, if you make a video and it gets 1 million views and it gets 1 million subscribers, great. And then if you make Shorts, it can dilute it so that it's 2 million subscribers, but you only get 1 million views.
Yeah.
But who cares? Like, because what's changing here is that it's an additive effect, right? You are still getting 1 million views on your video. All you have now received is an additive effect of extra Shorts and extra subscribers who may convert into viewers, right? Even if 1%, 10% were to, that's still a positive. It's an additive effect. So there is no negative here. It's just going to look like it's more diluted, but sponsors don't care about that. I know, because I've now started in my 18 months, I've started to work with people to consult on their videos and also hire sponsors. I can tell you from experience that we don't look at the subscriber count, we look at the views. And so if you get the good views, that's what matters, right? Anyway, so bottom line, it's an additive effect. I think it doesn't really matter how many quote unquote dilution compared to subscribers. The people who are paying for your videos that doesn't matter to them. Like, they don't care.
Yeah. I guess I'm like a firm believer in like building an audience off of long form content. So I think that like Shorts are super helpful. And I guess like my like little silent hope is that people have a good balance. Like, I feel like someone like Ryan Trahan, who I've infamously talked way too much about because I love him.
You love him. You
like Ryan? Oh my god! Wow. Okay.
No, he loves Ryan Trahan. He doesn't like Ryan Trahan.
I love Ryan Trahan.
Didn't he like a fucking tweet or something recently? Or
we
something
got beef. We got beef. I can't stand the guy.
Oh, really?
Oh, you can't get me going. You can't
grab
get
a chair,
me going.
bro.
I'll pretend like we're married, and I'll just like be like, no, this is my husband. I love him. No, but I will real quick on Ryan. I think
he built
an audience off of
long form content. And then I feel like as the last year, he's like really done a lot of YouTube shorts. But at first he would do YouTube shorts that were super rare. And when he did post them, they did really well. But now it's like, because of what you mentioned earlier, Maz, like the shorts column on the channel, like he's done a lot more, but they still do really well. And then his main channel videos, which come out like every 3 weeks to a month, still also do really well. So I'm like, there you go, dude. Good for him. And I think because his personality is in all of his content, which is great.
But also, like, okay, can I just ask? And I'm not trying to be a shit story here, but like, why do you like Ryan Tran?
His beautiful legs.
What makes him stand out amongst the other content-pilled people?
I think for me, it's more of a personal thing where it's like, well, for starters, he's a Christian and so am I. So I really like his attitude in all of his videos, and I like how he kind of conveys himself. I like how he has fun and is just genuinely has a great time, and overall like is a really good example to people like on YouTube. And I think his content is in a way really simplistic, but because of his personality, I think, and the way he does things with his very, very small team, like I think he just knocks it out of the park with every video. And you like the videos because not even so much of like what he's doing, like, yeah, it's entertaining what he's doing, but just really his personality. So I like Ryan Trahan mainly because of his personality. And like, if I were to do any other content besides animation, I would love to do what he does because I like him for his personality. And I think that he's really funny, and he's like dorky. Like, when people are purposefully awkward, it just makes you cringe. But like, I feel like every time Ryan does it, it's like, he's completely joking, and he's just like kind of a silly guy, and it's not like cringe inducing. It's just like, no, this is actually really funny. Like his little awkward bits are funny, So I just like him. I just like the guy.
Yeah.
I like the guy too. I've always liked his
I
content.
enjoy him.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. I think.
I hate him.
He's the worst.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm playing up a bit just to get the drama going. But the only content I've watched of Ryan was when I was really into the commentary channel, and that was when Ryan was making commentary videos.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
I found that his takes and his way of doing the commentary channel, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. That's what I did.
No, it wasn't that good. Yeah, it wasn't that good. I will be honest
to
with you. It's funny.
If you're being blunt, then I don't think it was very good. I thought his takes were actually kind of mean.
It's funny though. I know what you're talking about, because I remember back during like 2020. It was funny because Ryan really quick, like I remember him just trying out all different types of content, and like some stuff would really work and some stuff wouldn't work at all. So it was almost like what some maybe like short form creators are dealing with now with long form, where Ryan had a fan base off of like certain genres that he was trying out, and then so when he would do something that's like was completely off that genre, like not a lot of people would watch it. And it wasn't until like 2021 and 2022 where he started to really do well and found his groove. And I'm really happy for him personally, because I think his groove is great. But like, his groove is great. That's the stupidest thing I've ever said in my life.
His groove is great.
His groove is great. But yeah,
Very
like it's interesting. Like I remember that time where he just like tried other things and just wasn't really working,
But yeah,
I
I respect the guy, respect the grind.
Yes.
Would love to have a chat to him and talk about
Yes.
why he did everything.
I really liked his what introduced me to him was his I survived on a 1 cent for 30
course.
a
days.
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved every episode. I remember like our friend group would all get together when he uploaded and be like, "Oh, he
Yeah.
uploaded another one. Let's watch it."
And it's
True.
so funny because that content is, when you think about it, the most simplistic thing ever. Like
Yeah.
he's literally just filming his day, trying to like make money, but what carries it is his attitude and his personality. So I genuinely, like, it's funny because in my ripe old age of 22, I don't really like, I'm not like, I said this on stage at VidCon, I'm not like, oh, I'm his favorite YouTuber, oh my gosh, I love this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. But it's like Ryan, I genuinely he's like my favorite YouTuber, like I genuinely just love his content, and like it's rare for me to be like, yes, I absolutely diehard fan of that guy. But with Ryan, I just love his videos.
So if you were to meet him, would you like freak out?
Here's my thing. I probably would, but I genuinely, the thing at VidCon with me is that I loved having genuine conversations with creators. Like, I am a big fan of like Ted Nivison and Eddie Burback. Like, especially Eddie Burback, I really love his videos. And the first time I had met him, it was like super brief. And then the second time I saw him again, we had like just a more fleshed out conversation. It was pretty brief, but I just love those moments because, like, I think YouTubers are so used to kind of that whole, meeting a fan and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. But like, if I'm another creator, so I would love to just have like a genuine conversation with them as like an adult, but also like someone who has been doing like the same thing for a couple of years, which is just YouTube and stuff. So I would love to talk to Ryan about it. I would freak out for a second, but I'd be like, all right, Ryan, how are you? Let's talk about it. Let's just talk about everything, you know?
You like push it down. And you're like, I don't want to.
I really would. I would try not to freak out, you know?
That's so
That'd be
funny.
awesome.
'Cause- You were saying, Rush?
Huh? I would say it's just awesome to give him like in a video, just the bullshit.
You said what? Just to get him in a video?
Yeah, give him a video and bullshit and animate that bitch.
Dude, that would be so. I would literally drop everything I was doing everything I would be doing at that point in my life.
You're like,
just to
team,
get
we're
that
working on
video
another
done.
video, a new video.
Yeah.
Stop
It's like,
production.
but we're in the middle of another. No, we're not.
No, here's
Consider
extra
that forgotten.
$5.
Yes, I would love to do. Like,
Do you want to get paid a
video
penny?
about that.
I paid my animators a penny.
I actually would. Oh my gosh, that's actually a good idea, Rush. I would genuinely, if I met Ryan, I would totally be like, dude, would you want to do like a sit down video, animated video,
Yeah,
completely for
If-
free? Give me your time, and that's it.
yeah.
At first,
I would
I
love to
thought
do
you were
that.
like, "That's a really good idea for paying animators a penny."
No, that too. Yeah. No. Oh my gosh, of course not.
But yeah,
Yeah.
So I think Rush can attest to this, but there is like this bit of etiquette, right? There's like an unspoken etiquette when it comes to VidCon, where you're just like, hey, if you're a creator and you meet another creator, and if you were to say hello, if you were to like start off the bat by saying like, I'm the biggest fan, you've
Yeah,
kind of
no.
severed that relationship in terms of a creator looking at you as a with the respect of another creator. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Straight away, it's like, oh, you're a fan? Yeah, okay, sure. And it's not to say that it's a
Right.
negative thing, but it's like
No.
there is like a tangible. You do want to kind of make a difference, or like make sure there is a difference there. So it's like, hey, I am a creator. I want you to view me in that lens, but I'm also a fan. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No, I completely agree. Like, I brought my friend Wyatt from my hometown to
Love that
to
guy.
VidCon. Yeah,
that
guy.
Rush
Really
and
nice.
Wyatt, they got to meet him. They loved him. And I loved having him there. And he is like the perfect candidate from like all my friends back home, like to go, because
It's like
I've known him my whole life, and he knows all the YouTube and Instagram people, and he's just genuinely really fun to be around. But it was so funny because he's asking me before we go. He's like, dude, like if I meet these people, like meeting people he wanted to meet. He's like, what do I do? Like, should I ask for a picture? Would that be too much? And I'm like, I said two things, Wyatt. One, that's literally what they do at VidCon is just say hi to people and you know, sign stuff or take pictures. They don't care at all. But two, like these are just regular people, you know? And like, I think when you just treat it more as like, hey, I really respect what you do. Let's talk about it. Let's chat up. Let's become friends. Like that's way more rewarding than being like, I love your videos. Picture.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
And you run away. I think that's still
Yeah.
great. But like, I would love to just like pick these people's brains and like let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Like I got to talk to Eddie Burbeck about long form content and everything, and I just because he's mainly known for that, so I love doing that. That was really nice for me.
My go-to at VidCon, if I'm like in a group of friends like talking bullshitting, I'll be like, if I'm leaving the facility, I'll just walk by, like, hey man, let me guys content, and I'll just fist bump the person.
Yes,
people.
that's what I did
and then
too.
like one or two people I wouldn't know, but I'm just like, include everyone.
Yes.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, that's so funny because I did the same thing where I was just like, so like Tom Scott was there, and like
He wears red shirt.
Yeah,
I think he probably was.
He always
Yeah,
wears
yeah.
red shirt.
But
He
I,
does.
the thing with me is that I know Tom Scott, but I don't really like watch his content a bunch. I just know who he is, and I've seen a couple of his videos. So I didn't want to be like, let's get a picture. Oh my gosh! But I just like stuck his hand. I was like, hey man, like I enjoy your content. Just kept going.
Yeah.
And then I'd see him and I'd be like, hey, that's Tom Scott. You know, I think that's just way better for me than being like, let me get a picture with you.
Give me that.
What's your favorite video?
Can you imagine the opposite though? Can you imagine as a creator in the like VidCon hotels running to every single person they see to go bad and try to take a photo with? I would run away. I'm like,
Yeah,
no.
that would be bad. It was so funny bringing Wyatt around because he would meet people that he wanted to meet, and they'd be like, so what kind of content do you make? And he's like, oh, I'm just here. I'm just like, I'm here with my friend.
I exist. Yeah.
He's a
yeah,
featured
yeah.
creator, and he brought me. It was so funny because Wyatt would wear these Hawaiian SpongeBob shirts. Like he has like 4 different ones, and he wore one every day. So I would meet like someone like Jordan the Stallion, who's like big on TikTok and Instagram, and I'd be like, yeah, my friend, he's wearing the Hawaiian shirt. Did you ever? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's my buddy. I brought him, and nice to meet you. It's so funny that people like recognized Wyatt. Like we met Daniel Thrasher one night and just chatted up with him for like 15 minutes, and then like
I
the
love
next
that
day.
guy.
Yeah, next day walks by. It's me, Zaid, and Wyatt, and he just walks by and like
love
punches
Zaid.
Wyatt's arm. He's like, "Hey, Wyatt," and just keeps going. Doesn't even say like,
And I was like, dude, I love that. Like, it's so
Yeah.
funny that people know like my childhood friend now. It's hilarious.
He's the DY. dude.
Daniel's actually really good about that. Like
Yeah.
will him and like weirdly, I made a fool of myself in front of Jacksepticeye a few years ago in
Good
VidCon
times.
UK. Like complete utter fool of myself. And I didn't introduce myself, didn't say anything. I just like left. Just like
Oh,
I was
no.
like, this guy's so popular, he's gonna forget who I am. That's fine. And then the next year at VidCon UK, I'm with Jaden, and then we go up and meet Sean, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. You're the guy who did this in the VidCon." I was like, "Oh God."
Oh, no.
Yeah. So
It's like my
I
worst
always
fear, like-
respect respect the creators who have who like treat every interaction as valid and like don't just go like, oh yeah, that's I can erase that from my memory now. Like who knows?
Yes.
Try to remember things. So anyway,
For sure, dude. Yeah, that's my worst fear is that happening with Ryan Tran. He's like, oh, I know you. I was like, what? Oh no.
it's funny now because like I think I can speak for all of us in the fact that we've been here for actual years now, right, on the YouTube scene.
Oh my goodness.
And I know,
We're
right?
old.
And so the duration of time, the fact that, we all know and have seen and spoken to extremely popular people, like, not even just James, Jaden, but also like the
Michael.
Game Grumps and all these other people who are not in the current community who are just also just as popular. And I think that's kind of diluted that. I used to initially really freak out, and now it's become like, oh, okay, they're there,
Yes,
And when I went to the
right.
most recent VidCon, we went to the Snapchat lounge, and they were giving free burgers, and I was like, "That's so sick! I want burgers." And then I was in the queue, and then there was this bunch of people pushing in to get onions, and I was like, "What the? Okay, whatever." And so I stood back because I was like, "What? I don't want to be in this kind of queue." And then next to me was Drew Gooden, who did the exact same
Oh
thing.
my gosh.
I was like, "Do you see this?" And he was like, "Dude, how crazy is this?" And then in exactly his cadence, he's like, "All I want is some onions. Is that so hard to what?"
Oh my
he was
gosh, I would have lost my mind. I love
yeah,
it.
and I was like, and I just cracked another joke, and then we both laughed about it, and then that was it. That was my
You know what really
And-
sucks is that on top of my jealousy for that moment, I've actually met Drew Gooden, and it was I have this vague memory. So I met both Danny and Drew, I think once or twice, and once was at 2018 and once was at 2019. And in 2018, I didn't watch their videos, and this is gonna be really sad, but I recognized them from their famous like vines or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So I like shook their hands and I was like, yeah, like I literally said to Danny, I remember this. It's burned into my memory. I should mention this in a video one of these days. I was like, dude, you're funny. And he was like, thank you. It was so awkward. And then it sucks because literally like a week or two after 2019 VidCon, aka besides 2 weeks ago, the last VidCon I had been to up until a couple weeks ago, I started watching their content, both of them, and became huge fans of them. And it's like to this day, I'm like, dude, I want to see them again just so I can like they're not gonna remember me from those days, but like just like
gotta hit 'em
properly talk to them because I love Drew and Danny.
You gotta hit him with the "you're funny" again.
Yeah, oh,
You're
God.
funny. Dude,
You're more
I have
funny.
two quick things. Now that I've like kind of checked out a little bit, like I'm coming back obviously, but it's like I've started to get more kind of chaotic with the social contract. So in last year when I went to VidCon and fans would come up being like, "Oh my God, love your stuff," and I was like, what I would usually reply is, "Oh my God, thank you so much for your support." Da, 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 da. Now I've been like, "Okay, thanks. Which one? What's your favorite?"
Which one?
Oh my
Asshole.
gosh, that's so
Asshole.
mean.
Oh, no.
I know, but
Evil.
it's like I just reveled in that, and I would laugh.
Give me a
and make it into
timestamp. Give me a
into
timestamp,
video.
bro.
Give me a timestamp. Yeah, and I'd be more scared if they told me the URL directly right off the bat.
Oh
right?
my
I'd be like,
gosh.
Oh, and can I then share a negative story though about like the same thing? So
Love negative
same thing
story.
with you, Swoosh. Exactly what happened, but in like the opposite. So what happened was during 2020, 2021. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but Among Us was a thing. Do you guys remember?
Among
that?
Us? No, I don't think. I don't.
Vaguely.
I would have known if I heard about Among Us.
Yeah, and so
What's
Who
a
is
during-
my Breaking Bad guy? Gus?
Among Us.
something's among us.
Yeah, this sounds
awful.
Anyway, just continue. Just continue. I don't know what this
and,
is.
and so
Yeah.
during that entire bit, I played a lot of Among Us. It is one of my most played games on Steam. I have like 400 hours on it, I think.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I love that game. Anyway, so during that, I played with a fair few YouTubers, and one of them was Jarvis Johnson.
Oh, yes.
And then
Oh, no.
I played with Jarvis. We talked to each other, whatever. And then he went on his podcast, and I didn't think he would remember that we played together. And then I just commented when he was live, and then live on the podcast, he was like, "Oh my god, Diamazing, yeah, what's up, man? How you going?" Like, yeah. It was super positive, and I was like, "Wow, this guy's like still remembers." Now, all of this is say last year. It was me and Zaid. Oh my god, this is actually cringe. So it was me and Zaid. We had gotten off the van to go off to the backstage of the VidCon area, and I saw Jarvis, and I actively went up to him, and I was like, "What's up, man, Jarvis? What's going on, bro?" And he looked at me, and he was with his friend. It was Zaid and I said hello, and he just looks at me like, "Hello?" And then I was like, "Oh, it's sorry, my name." Like, you probably don't recognize my face, but it's like, "My name is Mars from the Amassing." Like, you know, we've talked and played a few games together, and then he just like looked at me as if I was like the worst thing in the world. It just looked at me with that eyes, and I was like, "Hey man, just wanted to say a quick hello." And then as soon as I recognized, I was like, "Okay, I need to actually abort this conversation and leave, because he's obviously either A, has not just recognized me, or B, has recognized me and was like, okay, who cares about you?" Right? Either way, I was like, I need to eject the conversation. And then straight away, I was like, I just wanted to quickly say hi. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, mate. And then I walked away. And Zaid was like, "Mate, that was actually embarrassing." I was like,
Dude, it's so weird that you say that, because I also met Jarvis at
With Zaid?
VidCon last year, or not last year. I think Zaid was around, yeah. But it's so funny.
It's liar.
He's around. It was okay. This is bad. Okay, so I don't watch Jarvis, but Wyatt does, and Wyatt was like, every time we'd see Eddie, he'd be with Jarvis, and he's like, "Oh, there's Jarvis." Blah 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 blah. I've literally never watched a Jarvis video in my entire life, and the thing that sucks is that I know a guy back home his name is Jarvis or Jarvis, whatever. That's like his last name, and this is so bad. So I'm talking to Eddie, and then Jarvis shows up, and I go, "Right?" On accident, and he was like, "Close, Jarvis," and I go, "Oh my gosh!" And then like a minute goes by, and I was like, "Dude, this is so embarrassing." I was like, "Oh yeah, it's because I know a guy back home named Jarvis. I'm sorry about that." But like, he's not gonna believe me. Like, he doesn't even know me.
No, you just that doesn't matter, man. You could have said any excuse. It doesn't
I know,
matter.
but that's seriously the truth. It's because I know a guy named Jarvis. So I was like, Jordan,
okay,
right?
buddy. Okay.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Jarvis.
Yeah, it was so bad, dude.
Oh yeah, that's bad, man. I'm sorry.
You know
I
what's-
don't mean to rub salt, but that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Do you guys want to? Okay, I have to mention this in like a YouTube short or a video at some point. So you guys know who Dan Povenmire is, right?
No,
Totally.
who's that?
Mm-hmm.
He is the guy that created Phineas and Ferb. That's him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, beautiful
So-
boy.
Yes, he
Yeah.
also voices Heinz Doofenshmirtz in the show as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is going to be the worst sentence that I've ever said in my life. I went to a TikTok party at
Oh,
VidCon,
no.
and
You know what? Cancel him. Just- that's it.
dude,
Nothing
yeah.
else.
So I'm there. There's a lot of people there, and I'm like just like kind of scanning around, like just looking for faces or whatever. I say out loud, "Holy crap, that's Dan Povenmire!" And I didn't like. I'm in my head. I'm like, "Why is Dan Povenmire here?" So remember how I mentioned earlier how I'm not on TikTok? Apparently,
Yeah.
unbeknownst to me, he is big on TikTok. He has a lot of followers on TikTok, unbeknownst to me. So I'm like, dude, it's freaking Dan Povenmire. I have to go talk to him. That guy made my childhood. So I walk up to him, and I'm like, I don't even know why I said this, but I was like, "Mr. Povenmire, how are you?" And he's like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And I was like, "Sir, why are you here, Mr. Povenmire?" And he looks at me so confused, and he's like, "Well, I post on," like, he looks at me kind of like abrasively. I felt bad. He's like, "Well, I post on TikTok," and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not on TikTok. I'm so sorry." And like, and I told him about me and Brody, and he's like, "Oh, that's cool. Got a picture, whatever." And then I walked away being like, "Dude, I freaking fumbled that. That was." I will for as long as I live be like, "Yep, met the freaking creator of Phineas and Ferb, my childhood favorite show, and totally was actually unintentionally rude."
So
So
you
Oh.
went to a TikTok party
yeah,
and was like, "Why are these people here?"
yeah.
I wonder why.
Do you blame me? If you saw Kevin Feige at a TikTok party, you wouldn't be like, "Mr. Feige, why are you here?" The guy that
Listen,
runs Marvel Studios.
I
You wouldn't be
remember
like,
going to those back rooms, and sometimes they'll make you show you their account. Like, "Yeah, I have an Instagram. Here, scan me in." And it's like, "Yep, you have
Yeah.
Instagram. Come on in." And I'm like, "Yep, I do."
Mm-hmm.
You put-
Yes,
what-
that was super embarrassing. I
Oh
could not.
man.
Yeah, that's bad, man. This, yeah, wow.
You could have said anything to this man but you said, "Why are you here?"
I know. I wasn't thinking
So
because
awesome.
I was thinking
The
out
thing
loud
is,
because in my head I was like,
even if
"Why is
it
he
wasn't
here?"
the creator, why would you ever say that to anyone? Like,
Why are you here?
Because I'm so confused why Dan Povenmire's at a TikTok party at 11:30 on a Friday. It doesn't
We're
make
here to
sense.
party, dude.
Oh my gosh, it was so
He's here to
strange.
show. He's
And-
here to freak,
So
dude.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then I actually also met the voice actress of Toph from Avatar, and I went up to her and I asked the same thing because like we
Oh,
kind of were
dude.
talking.
You
A
just
couple-
stop.
no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. But I had met her a couple hours before, so she was like friendly. We knew each other now, and I was like, "Do you know that Dan Povenmire's here? What the heck?" And she's like, "Yeah, he's a friend of mine." And I glitched out, and I'm like, "Oh right, you freaking were on
Voice
Nickelodeon.
actors.
That's right." Yeah. And I even asked her, I was like, "Yeah, why is he here?" And she's like, "Yeah, he does TikTok videos." I was like, "Gosh, I'm an idiot. I can't believe I said that to him." So that's gonna haunt me forever, basically.
No, it will
She
be.
was
It
a
should be.
sweetheart.
He
She's the
probably does. He
know
probably
what-
doesn't even.
You could have did you even like mention him? He's like, I animate. It'd be awesome if we get a voice line from you.
All I said was I animate. Yeah, I told him
Oh,
that
that's
me
pretty
and
good.
Brody were animators, and he thought he was like, hey, that's great, good for you guys. And I was like, thank you, Mr. Povenmire. Stay TikToking. I don't know. It was terrible.
I just know version of him looks like Young Gravy.
Really?
He's like I saw an Instagram reel, probably re-upload from TikTok, of him like talking about how him and Young Gravy are twins when he was younger. Just Young Gravy was taller.
That's the one thing I'm looking at it right now. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's actually hilarious.
They are
Yeah.
identical.
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
Oh.
He's a nice guy. I fun with that though.
Yeah, I'd kiss him.
Yeah.
Rush would.
Ah, give me a kiss. Anyways, don't ignore my bad impression. Don't worry about that.
I would.
Yeah.
I can't do the Perry like.
I can't do it.
Perry the blood of us.
Why I can do a really good Doofenshmirtz impression,
Prove
but
it.
he wasn't there, which sucks.
Oh,
That would've been- that
I'm
would've
gonna
been
show you my
perfect.
good
That would have
impression.
been so awesome if he
I
was
know.
there and he just was like,
Then Dan would like me.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Dude, I wonder.
It's
I
probably fine. He's a nice guy.
think voice actors hate it when people like come up to them like, I can really do a good impression that you do. They're like, yeah.
Oh
People
my
love. Do you think they
gosh.
love that, or do you think they hate that?
I would love that personally.
Yeah?
But I guess different people.
Like
You
Tom
probably
Petty
hear
is
it a
like,
lot though.
I can do a good SpongeBob laugh.
But then I'd be like curious to be like, okay, is yours actually good?
Let's prove it.
Yeah.
Where's Adam X? Where's Adam X?
Get him. He can do any voice.
I also, yeah, at that TikTok, okay, this is another thing. At that TikTok party, Will Smith's firstborn child was there. His name is Trey Smith, and I recognized him from something, and I was just like again, I was like, why is this guy here? Like, I don't.
Wow.
I guess I'm like so not used to
Wow.
parties and whatever. I don't ever go to parties, so like going to VidCon was super out of the norm for me, and like being in California and that YouTube social media headspace, whatever. So. TikTok
Yeah.
party, little Nathan from New York going to a TikTok party
Okay.
was really
So
out of character,
little
man.
Nathan from New York recognizes Trey Smith, but not
Yeah.
Jarvis. Hey, like that's how we. That's
Oh, dude, it's so Jarvis. It's so bad. I can't believe it. Because for a second I was like, yeah, his name. And he goes, close, Jarvis, and I was like,
Oh
dude.
no.
I love you, Swoosh. You're great. You're great. I love you.
I love you too,
Great.
buddy. I try my best, you know.
It's awesome, dude.
Are you gonna go to
Yeah.
next year's VidCon, or like if they feature you
Oh my
again, are you
gosh,
gonna go?
yeah. Oh, 100%. I'd love to. I'm going to Baltimore, and so is Ginger Pale, who I also haven't seen in 5 years, so I can't wait to see
Oh,
her.
yeah.
Aw,
love
it's been a couple
Wow.
years since I've seen
Love
him.
that ginger pale guy.
Yeah,
Oh, I love
so-
that guy.
Yeah,
He will
I
kiss
would- I
you.
would
Be
anyway.
aware.
Yeah,
He
no,
will
I'm ready
actually
for
kiss
it.
you.
I'm
He will,
prepared.
he will give you a little puck.
Yeah.
He
That's
is
not
one
because
of the few
Canadian.
creators. He's
Yes.
like one of the few creators who checked in on me during like the year off. He's like, "Hey, how you going? Let's chat." And then I was
Yes.
like, "Oh my god, hello."
I love
Yeah,
him.
he's
He's such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him again. I love.
So wonderful.
No, dude. I mean, I would love to go to anything that VidCon. It was really, really rewarding for me because I have not met fans in years, years. So it was really just a blessing to meet people and have like parents be like, "Oh yeah, thanks for making your videos. Like my kids love your videos, and thanks for like being family friendly and everything." I'm, oh my gosh, well. Thank you. Like what? Like it's so weird, and being on stage with people that are obviously like my friends now, but when I was 14, I treated like they were like freaking the Avengers. Like I. So it's just such a. It was VidCon's great. I would go to anything that they invite. me
I
to.
don't understand. What do you mean? What does that mean? Like you treat them
Well,
like Avengers?
Dude, well, I was
It-
making a stupid joke. Like
act.
they were like, like Alan Becker and like James, like when I was 14, I was huge fans of their stuff, and now I'm like on stage with them, and they're like we're all
Yeah.
talking about the same
Oh,
thing.
I see
like
what you're
that.
saying. I see what. Sorry. I just didn't,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
quite catch that. Yeah. Okay.
But also, James does have an Iron Man suit, and he's secretly Tony Stark.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, in real
exactly.
life.
Yeah,
So,
also.
I don't know if you knew about that, so I was trying to keep it on the down low, but now you got it out
Oh.
there.
Oh no! Why do you reveal it?
Wow, Maz.
I got a call from him, and he's like, "Dude, I can sense in the force you're talking about me right now. My little Iron Man suit." But yeah, no, I love it. VidCon was great. I go to anything that they invite me to.
Bless.
Yeah. I'm glad you had
'Cause I
a
was thinking
good
about like coming
time.
next year, and so I want to meet up with all of you, all three of you.
Dude, you
Just the
freaking better.
three of you.
Moth, I don't know if you knew, I went to New Zealand a couple months ago. Dude, that travel time, awful.
Why
So
didn't you say hello?
Dude, you don't live in New Zealand.
Yeah, I could fly down. New Zealand's like an hour away.
Is it really? I was with Nate and Brody. We stayed in Auckland.
Oh, I grew up in Auckland. That's shout out.
Shut up. Did you actually?
Yeah, I did. I grew up in Auckland for 5 years.
What the?
I got a short
That
year
was
around.
great.
I would have loved to go back there. Also,
You ever
like
heard
my
of,
family live in Auckland, so it's
Oh
like
my
I
gosh.
could.
You ever heard of Langholm?
Yeah, why?
Yeah, that's
I don't
where
know
we were
what that is,
staying.
actually.
We
I
were
lied.
staying
I
in
didn't say.
Langholm.
I don't know what that is. I don't
Oh,
know what that
Langholm
is.
is just a little town that's like 30 minutes outside the city. And that's where we were staying. But I was gonna say, like, it's so funny because you flying to VidCon or whatever. Gosh, dude, that travel time I couldn't imagine. Like,
You
I
understand
never even
that
left
now,
the.
right?
Oh,
I did
yeah.
that every year to visit these guys. You know, this is how much.
Rush,
I
did
love
you tell
Yeah.
James to call me? Why is he calling me?
What? James calling you?
James is calling me right now.
Put him on speaker. Put him on speaker.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Dude, did you just
No, dude. Yeah, I'm.
put me on speaker? Put me on speaker.
You are on speaker right
Did you
now.
did you just tell the whole world that I'm Iron
I can
Man?
barely hear him.
Yeah, what is he saying?
He said, "You just tell the whole world that I'm Iron Man." Yeah, dude, I'm really sorry. I know you told me in confidence, and I just totally fumbled that. I'm really sorry.
Did that trip to Mexico mean nothing?
Yeah, dude, I'm not. Look, I don't want to talk about that publicly. We'll talk about that next time. You know, all the. Look, we'll talk about this later. Okay, we gotta go.
Listen here, kitten whiskers. Daddy's angry.
right.
He's angry.
Dude. Oh my.
I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, I'll let you go. I love you. Bye, buddy. Bye. I love that guy, dude.
He's crazy for that.
He's such
No,
a
Rush
dork.
did not text him saying,
Oh,
"Oh,
God.
you should call Swoosh about
no, of
this
course not.
Iron Man situation."
Yeah.
That is
That
so
was-
funny.
That was amazing.
God, I love that
was
guy.
hilarious. Clip it. Clip
Love
it.
it.
Oh, somebody
God.
clip that.
I wish
Somebody
I-
clip that right now.
Chat, please click that.
Oh,
Clip that.
Hollywood, California.
Wow. Los Angeles. All right, I'm gonna stop.
You silly bitch. You kept quoting that every time. And I'm like, all right, this
I
guy's
know.
funny.
I wouldn't shut up.
He's a little funny guy.
Yeah.
Dude, love that.
Well,
Hey,
Yeah, but like, that's the travel time I would have made. I'd do it every year. Well, used to
Yeah,
do it every
that's so much.
year. Russian Laddie, when you guys came down to Australia, you guys probably.
Oh,
started as well.
if there's guaranteed no crying baby behind me the whole time, fucking, I'm on it.
oh, I heard about this.
Dude, you should have stayed
Yeah.
longer. We could have went to all these events and like, you know.
I know, dude. I actually do want to fly out to California again and hang out with you guys because like it was really weird flying out of VidCon because I had to make it to my cousin's wedding and it was in New York, upstate New York where I live, at like 2 p.m. So I had left LA at 11 p.m. and PST, and I landed in New York at like 6:30 EST AM. So it's only like a 4.5-hour flight. I was like, I've never heard of a 4.5-hour flight from LA to New York.
That didn't exist. How's that possible?
I have no idea. Maybe it was
You
because
go
it
up
was
to
at
the
night.
stratosphere? What happened?
I don't know, but it was so bizarre to be at that wedding and be like, I was literally in California last night because I'd taken a red eye to get home. I don't know, so I'm like, dude, it's so crazy.
Wait,
It's just like
I don't understand it because I'm Australian. Is that like too slow or too fast?
No,
What's
it
the-
usually takes like
fast.
7 hours from going
yeah,
from
like,
like the left
it's
side to
across
the right side.
country,
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So it was very, very weird. It was only a 4.5-hour flight. So yeah, I California, travel. Now that it's funny, Maz, because now that I've done the New Zealand flight, it's like in that whole like 26, 27 hours of travel time.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like
yeah.
I can do anything. I'll go to California, whatever. So I got to visit more.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Ever
please.
since I flew to Australia, like I'm just like, man, 3-hour flight, 4-hour flight, that's nothing.
There's nothing.
That's nothing.
It is another thing.
Yeah.
I treat that's why like I say so casually like when I come to New Zealand. I treat it like a taxi almost. It's like yeah, okay, no, I'll just come around. I'll just come around.
So funny. I can't believe that. I loved it there. It was beautiful. I would go back in a heartbeat, but I definitely need
New
to prepare
Zealand
for
is one
that
of the
travel
most
time.
beautiful countries ever. Like just
Yeah,
full
I
stop.
loved it there. It was great.
I
Yeah.
I
would
heard
highly
San Francisco
recommend.
Sasquatch from there.
If all of you guys come down, including you two, Rush and Laddie, like we should just do like a drive from top to bottom. It is the most scenic country.
Yeah,
I would
really,
love
dude.
that.
Next time I go, I have to do that because we really only stayed in like 2 hours. Like we stayed in Auckland, but we would go like only like in 2 hours south or 2 hours north. That was really it. So the entirety of like the North Island and South Island we didn't go to, except we did it one day fly down to the South Island and go to Queenstown, and that was
Oh, Queenstown's so good.
Queenstown was awesome. I loved it. It was really, really, really fun, and it was so cool because we were just spontaneous. Like we were just like, you know what? Let's just go down to Queenstown. Like why not? And we did, and it was awesome. And the only reason we went down there is because we were bungee jumping in Auckland, and this guy was
Bungee
like,
jumping.
Yeah, this guy was like, yeah, bro, you got to go down
That's
to Queenstown,
awesome.
yeah. And I was like, dude, I don't even know what that is, but I'll go. And we
Gonna go to
literally just flew
6
down there
o'clock.
only because that guy said that.
No, seriously,
great.
Queenstown. I wish we'd stayed there for like 7 days. It was just so good. That's Queenstown.
Yeah, that's where Swoosh jumped off.
Yeah, I was at that place. I was in that building. Literally.
Did you
it was-
actually?
Yes, I was in that building. That's not where we bungee jump, but that's like a skyline buffet
Yeah. Did you
place.
go
It
up
was
the
so good.
Did you go up the what do you call it? The
Gondola? Yeah.
Yeah, gondola. That's right.
Yeah, dude. Did you?
I did. Yeah, we all.
Dude,
everyone goes
what?
Yeah.
Whoa,
This is where you also
you're
get like the luge that go down, like that down the entire mountain, like on a little buggy car. It's so sick, man.
You know
Yeah,
what'd been
so we
better?
couldn't do that because it was raining that night, but we wanted to. We never got to
Oh,
do it. But that's so
yeah.
funny that it's so stupid that like I don't know. I'm just like, well, he knows that place, but it's like it's a
Guys.
big place. But yeah.
You both could have been on the same gondola.
I
true.
know. I
Whoa.
gotta find a picture. I brought my digital
over?
camera on the trip, and I have pictures of that up
I
there.
think we should invest into slides.
Slides.
Gondola's going up, slides going down. Can you imagine? That would
Oh
be
my
sick.
god.
All
All
Look,
right.
You're like 15 minutes into the slide. Like this is the slide's going for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that, I'm gonna cut this podcast.
And,
No.
and there
Check
it
that
is.
out, guys. Look at that's me there. Yeah,
Wow.
they had like this
The One
this,
Ring.
yeah,
That's
the
so
one ring.
cool.
Yeah, I was taking my little digital camera. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
these
great.
are good. I like these photos.
Is
I think I think we should wrap up the podcast. Yeah.
Alrighty.
On the topic of the stocks going up and down with the gondola and
Yes.
slides. But before we go, I do want us to just say thank you so much for coming on Switch. This was so much
Guys,
fun.
thanks for having me. It was great
So much
catching
fun.
up, talking with you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for talking.
Love you.
Anytime.
Again,
Anywhere.
just wanted to shout out to the entire all the fans that are listening to this degree. Once again, you can support us on Patreon and channel members. Thank you so much, and thanks for listening.
Thanks,
All right.
guys. Take care.
We'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 And logging off now.